the first video you're watching on my channel, please take your time to watch this one first before the others. It just takes 2 minutes of your time and I would really appreciate it. Cool, thanks. Now on to the video. Huh? Oh, hi girls, what's up? What do you mean? I just posted a video literally a week ago. Oh fuck.
Hey.
Ah yes, K-pop. A word where, depending on who hears it, they all think of different stuff. Pretty boys, pretty girls, funky music, cool dance moves, but more often than not, they think of stans. You know, the ones who post the fan cams of their biases under every damn post on Twitter.
You better stop!
Because of people like this, K-pop unfortunately has a pretty grim reputation outside of its fandom, and yes, I use the word unfortunately. You see, in these past few months, I've been talking to a friend who is very much into K-pop, more specifically BTS. She, in a way, opened a door that, up to that point, I've been just staring from outside and occasionally made fun of. Then, over the course of time, I realized something. The word fandom is actually so very wrong to use in the context of K-pop because in reality, K-pop is much more than a fandom. It's a whole ass industry with so much going on each second. People live, create, and breed its content. This was a dizzyingly active world and I just had to share my own experiences of learning about it. You see, I was planning to make this video a bit sooner, but then I got distracted. Yeah. But now I'm here and I'm more than ready to talk and explain the crazy world of K-pop from an outsider's perspective. So let's get to it. Let's start with something simple. What is K-pop in the first place? From an outsider's perspective, the word K-pop is just a term for a type of genre like K-R&B and K-rock. K used as a term for Korean, meaning K-pop is just popular music from Korea. The answer is simple as that, right? Or is it? You see, the answer is actually ridiculously complex. Hell, I think I can safely use the term controversial, because when people usually use the term K-pop, they tend to use it with all music they encounter from Korea. For example, look at these 3 music videos on the screen. I will play 5 seconds from each of them, because that's how much I'm allowed to play, and you tell me which ones would be correctly classified as K-pop. Ready? Alright, here we go.
아님 나만 못된 사람이 하지 않아야 한다지 내게선 그럴 맘이 없어 보인다는.
Tough, right? It was for me too. There's a chance you might have guessed all of them or just BTS since pop means popular music and BTS is very popular after all. But the thing is, the correct answer would be Help by 10 centimeters because of one simple fact. Help is a ballad. If you got it wrong, don't feel bad. It's probably because you've seen the news articles doing the same mistake and thinking that's just how things are. That's where the problem starts. From the Western media's view, all music from South Korea just blend into each other. But if the Western media actually got their heads out of their asses and stopped being ignorant for once, they would remember that South Korea is a literal country with living, breathing people, a culture, and history. And guess what else do these people have? Preferences. Shocker, I know. I can't even imagine their faces when they eventually find out Japan has a whole ass culture outside of anime and manga. This is aside, what you might have known as K-pop is actually not that popular in South Korea. It's not even known as K-pop. Groups like BTS, TXT, EXO, Stray Kids, and more are actually classified and referred as idol groups, and their music as idol music. And as a side note to the K-pop veterans, yes, I know the whole argument going on about BTS possibly being its own genre, and yes, I will get to it later on in the video. To begin my research on understanding what really is K-pop, my friend graciously gave me 4 videos to watch. I highly suggest going and checking them out because not only are they very well done, but also go into many details that are needed to completely understand the question. I'm saying this because this video will be a very surface level look compared to Bbygang's and DKDKTV's videos. I did consider making this an in-depth video that explores all sides of this industry, but I literally lack the brain power to do that. Seriously, I'm limited to having one actual fully formed thought once a day, and I usually use it to calculate how many hours are left until I have to have lunch, meaning my brain is the size of a goddamn peanut, and you would be asking too much of me. So, what we're gonna do instead is go over some of the topics these 4 videos talk about, while also giving my own opinion on what I learned through them. Starting with the first one by Bbygang, You're Wrong About K-pop. One of the things that I found very cool about this video is the reasoning behind why ballads are arguably the most popular genre of K-pop music. It comes from something called Han. And what is Han? Well, I'm gonna take a page out of Bbygang's book and use the same video they referenced to explain it, because my girl Lauren did an amazing job with the explanation video.
What is Han? In general, Han is this great sense of unresolved injustice and conflict and sense of oppression. Han is the Korean cultural trait that all native Koreans are believed to have, including even some non-native second-generation Koreans as well. Through Korea's long history of constantly being taken over and colonized by invading foreign countries.
Basically, as Lauren has said, Han is a manifestation of the struggle of Korean people. But saying that would be wrong. It's more than an emotion. It's a concept, a desire, a determination that burns within the generations of people that live in Korea after countless tragedies that they endured. And they let that determination out with work, with art, with self-expression. If we were to choose a genre to let out that fiery Han, what better genre is there to choose than a good old ballad? I mean, hip-hop and R&B could also easily go into the popular category, but yeah, let's just focus on the big picture for now. So that's the answer, right? K-pop is just popular music, and the most popular music in South Korea is ballads. Boom, done. Slap my ass and call me Detective Conan, cause this case is closed, baby. Woo! Yeah, no. You think this is some baby shit we're tackling out here? Nope. This topic is so fucking complex that it's enough to drive you crazy. And when I say crazy, I don't mean just sighing in frustration in front of your computer screen with like 5 tabs open. I'm talking cork board, red yarn, 20 tabs open, and a mental breakdown at 3 a.m. Fuck you, you give me my sleep schedule back, you hot piece of shit! Granted, that's a usual Friday night for me, but this time around it was BTS instead of SCP lore. Even after all that speculation, there's still a possibility that the term K-pop is just redundant to clarify in the first place. Sure, when you think of pop in America, you have some clear cutout image in your head. Catchy tune, basic but fun to sing along lyrics, etc. But again, remember, this is South Korea. Their industry is different. What they like and how they structure their songs are different. So technically, just slapping the pop label with a shiny K at the start is, in a way, wrong. Then, what really is K-pop? The true answer is, we don't know, and we may never know. It's an ongoing bloody argument between many people, and with me being a beginner in this whole topic, I'm sure as hell ain't sticking my nose into it more than I already have. If I got anything wrong or something I said so far has rubbed you the wrong way, please feel free to comment down below. I always appreciate feedback on topics like this and improving my understanding, though now that I said that, the next section might get me into some trouble.
Oh,
is the part where I basically walk on eggshells because just one sentence alone can get me cancelled and fill my DMs in all social media with death threats. If it ever does come to it, I need y'all to remember that I don't even have 5 subs. I don't want to make an apology video this early on into my YouTube life. Please. Now, having said that, we can start talking about the most infamous parts of K-pop. There are 2, the alleged corrupt industry and the toxic fans. I mean, starting with the toxic fans, the explanation I gave at the start of this section should say a lot. They do exist. Some people in this fandom are straight up horrible or just mean for no reason. Between the casual K-pop fans, they are either referred as toxic stans or antis. There are more terms used for them, but I don't really want to drag it out. Now, the behavior of these types of fans or stans differ. Some heavily obsessed with their bias to an unhealthy extent, so much so that they even try to gatekeep who can and cannot stand their bias. If you don't know, a bias is a term used when you like a member of an idol group more than the others. Like the term have a bias towards something, though it is possible to have multiple biases in one group or from different groups. There are other types who, for example, will try to cancel you if you talk shit about their favorite company, whether it be SM Entertainment, YG Entertainment, JYP Entertainment, or more. Then there are also ones who will go out of their way to screw over other idol groups because they think their group is superior. Spoiler alert, people! Your opinion doesn't mean shit, and we're all worthless compared to the grand vastness of the cosmos. Just try to get along for once, for God's sake. Most of the time, this is done online, where they race with another group's stance on which music video from either group will get the most amount of likes. This is usually why you will see posts on Twitter encouraging you to stream certain music videos or to like them. Though, there are times it will get straight up cruel. So much so that it will actually affect the emotional health of the group members. If you wanted to say just 2 words to strike fear into the heart of any idol, there is one we're all fear to witness. Black Ocean. This came into my attention way after I watched the 4 videos my friend recommended to me. YouTube being YouTube, after seeing just 4 videos related to K-pop, my recommended started showing me more videos about it. At first, I ignored most of them, since more often than not, they were about just funny compilations of idols. But then, the title of one of the videos got my attention. What is Black Ocean, and why K-pop idols fear it? Now, that's a bold title right there. Idols have a lot to fear in their line of work. From fans of other groups harassing them, to the Korean media who would put American paparazzi to shame with their amount of stalking, to even their own fans who stalk them to a degree that they attempt to break into their homes. But what was this Black Ocean and how come I've never heard of it so far? Well, it all starts with something simple. Light sticks. In most concerts, people have a reason to go there. Sure, you might attend a concert because you like the group performing or just want to have a fun night out with your friends, but at the end of the day, the main reason anyone attends a concert is for one thing: the experience. You attend dubstep rave to experience the music through high-quality sound systems. You think the beat drop melted your face in your puny little stereos? Buddy, try hearing that drop in front of speakers 4 times your size. In any idol group's case, you attend their concerts for the ambiance. Fancy words here, because sure, the idols are pretty and the songs are bomb, but think about all the hype going on around you. The second you arrive where the concert will take place, people greet you with smiles. Random people you've never ever seen before offer to trade photos of their bias with you. You came alone because none of your fans could make it? Well, you can bet your ass you won't even remember that you did come alone. Because there's this sense of unity that washes over you when you're all sitting together chanting and cheering. Just one thing though, I'm not speaking out of experience, only from what I've seen through videos and also from what my friend who attended BTS concerts have told me. But even then, the ambience that makes your hair stand on their ends can still be felt. But from what I watched and heard so far, I can clearly tell one thing is the glue that holds this sense of unity together, aside from the idols performing on the stage, of course. It's the light sticks. What are light sticks? Well, they're exactly as the name says. They're sticks that light up like flashlights, just a little weaker. Now, let me tell you, these things are gorgeous. I can go on for hours about my favorites and why I like the designs, but to keep it short, I will show you some of them and grade them. The idol group called Oh My Girl has a gorgeous light stick inspired by Harry Potter that has antlers and just look ethereal. 100 out of 10. This one is from Blackpink and it's shaped like a hammer and it squeaks if you hit someone with it. Very cool design, 5 bonks out of 5. This one is from Luna. It looks like a magical girl wand. The little moon on top gives me Sailor Moon vibes. Very cool, but a little bland. I saw cooler designs that fans came up with. 7 Stan Lunas out of 10. GOT7 has a bird-shaped light stick. Very cute. 9 rubber duckies out of 10. These things are more than expensive, pretty-looking flashlights. They have a good purpose. It's a way for idols on stage and the fans to connect. A way for fans to say, hey, you're doing an amazing job. Sure, you can argue that screaming and cheering is enough, but then think about it in other types of concerts, where people swing their lighters or bust out their glow sticks. It's pretty much the same thing. Plus, light sticks are expensive for a reason. Not only are they merchandise, they can also change colors and do cool patterns in the concert hall by connecting them to your phone. Check some of these videos out, for instance. Just imagine being there and witnessing all this, and man, it gives me the goosebumps. The best part is, if you can't make it to the award shows that your favorite idol group is performing in, you can still cheer from home and use your light stick by setting it to home mode. The possibilities are endless. Though, with all good things, there are always people that can turn good things into something distasteful. Let me set the scene for you. Try to imagine yourself as an idol. You've been preparing for this show for months with your group. You repeated your choreography for hours on end until it felt like your body was about to shut down. You've given your everything for this performance. Stress is on all-time high. You walk onto the stage, the lights blind you at first. You hear no cheers, only silence. As your eyes adjust to the spotlights, you look out to the crowd to see an endless sea of darkness. Your heart sinks to your stomach. Your hands go cold. Thoughts rush into your head. Why is no one cheering? Are they waiting for the song to start? Is something wrong? There's no time to look around. The music starts blasting, but the silence from the audience feels like it's drowning everything out. You can't do anything but smile, dance, and sing. This is what's called a black ocean, where fans of one or multiple groups come together to turn off their light sticks and stay silent during the group's performance. Over the history, many idol groups face this situation for many reasons. In the video I watched, it had mentioned that the origins of the Black Ocean came from the idol group SNSD, or also known as the Girls' Generation. They were the first ones to face something like this, which was unheard of at the time, and the reason of it happening is a little confusing. It was a mixture of unfortunate events, having a lot of haters, and the worst reason of all, the fact that many people didn't like the idea of members being around other male idols. Ridiculous. I know. The toxic fans of any any fandom or community can cause a lot of damage. Even in this case, to the idols themselves. It's very well known that if you work in an industry like music, when you start to become famous, people start to forget that you are human. The topic of mental illness is taboo in South Korea, so they never really mentioned if an idol got depression or anxiety from stuff like this. But at the same time, I don't think you need clues to guess how it affected them. Though, if there's one thing I learned from my time in the internet over the years, the bad fans of a fandom are always louder than the good ones. If you actually look beyond those people, you will find a community that is willing to support each other through the hardest of times. Yes, there are people bickering with each other and creating drama each day, but there are also people who create fundraisers for good causes to celebrate the birthday of certain members, or even for the anniversary of their favorite group. And most of all, not all enjoyers of idol group music are 14-year-old girls obsessed with pretty boys. This community is diverse and very international. But, of course, the quote-unquote dark side doesn't exactly end with the fans. Now, this topic kinda rustles my jimmies, grinds my gears, and sarangays my opar. Yes, you're allowed to hate me for that joke. I hate myself too. If you're interested in learning about the K-pop industry, there's a high chance you've encountered this video by Oh wait, they changed their name. Yeah, I'm just not gonna say it in case my channel gets blacklisted. It's on the screen. It's about how capitalism has gone so far in South Korea that the people that work in the entertainment industry are nothing but clones of each other. Oh, and the work ethic. Did you see the video of this idol passing out? Look at how bad they treat their people. Good thing that the American entertainment industry is so much better. Ha 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 ha. Oh wait, no. Look, I don't want to sound rude, and I definitely don't want to seem like I'm cherry picking, but when I started learning about the complaints people have against the South Korean entertainment industry, more specifically with how idol groups are treated, I'm gonna say this from the get-go. I do agree that the treatment of idols can use some improvement, and I also do agree that some nasty shit goes on there from time to time. Like seriously, there's a new scandal or accusation thrown against a group member from any idol group every 5 seconds. Sometimes these members don't even get fair treatment, even when their accusations are false. But what rubs me the wrong way isn't people discovering the unjust treatments of the industry. It's how people talk about it. Give one look at any report done by the Western media and tell me that they don't have some serious xenophobia going on by the way they describe it. They paint the whole picture of South Korea as this corrupt world where people are bullied into producing propaganda and looking the same. But if you look deep enough, you'll see that so many songs were banned from idol groups because the lyrics contained words that the government didn't agree with. Hell, if you look at the first idol group or boy group, Soyeon and Boys, God, I hope I pronounced that right, they were literally known for speaking against the corruption in the system. And don't get the wrong idea when I say some songs were banned. The songs were only banned from playing in radios and also being performed on stage. You can still stream them on any platform you like. I'm gonna keep this section short, because I think when it comes to speaking about topics like these, it's better to speak with less emotion and more facts and logic. And boy, let me tell you, I feel a lot of emotions when it comes to discussing this. Like seriously, I don't have a blood circulation, but it's still giving me high blood pressure. This is something. So I'd like to highly recommend Byggang's videos once again. They're excellently done and well researched, unlike mine. I don't think me talking about the situation is going to do any justice to what they have produced. In the end, it's not my place to talk about stuff like this because I'm literally a trash guzzling cryptid living in the woods. On to the next part. Yes, I'm finally talking about them. Calm your tits, y'all. All fandoms have that one or multiple golden child or children that everybody knows. Some examples. Metal has Metallica. Rock has AC/DC. FPS shooter games, Call of Duty. Anime, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. ARGs, Marble Hornets. Seriously, it all takes one acknowledgement of the known thing from a fandom for people to lose their shit. Like you say you heard of Marble Hornets but never watched it, and the next thing you know, bitches begin explaining the entire plotline of the whole series and won't shut up for the next 5 hours. I can safely make fun of this because that's me. I am bitches. And let me tell you, who boy does the golden child title fit perfectly in the case of BTS. These boys are massive, both in South Korea and internationally. I can already hear you going, yeah, no shit. But buddy, you absolutely have no idea just how big they are. Trust me, you wanna know a cool fun fact? BTS is so big that most people argue that they should be their own category of genre. Wow, I know. Sounds like they're being blown out of proportion. I mean, come on, this is just a boy group, right? Right? And you'd be right depending on what you would consider your average boy group being capable of, like making music, doing live streams, practicing their dance moves, accounting for 5 billion of South Korean economy, falling out of chairs. Oh wait! No, you heard that right. 5 billion of an entire goddamn country. These boys are rivaling companies like Hyundai and Samsung. You think it ends there? These boys have a Harvard research paper done on them. Like seriously, how did this happen? Some researcher at Harvard was bored looking at some atoms vibing. Oh wait, it's from the business school. What do business researchers do anyway? Are there business researchers? Some business researcher at Harvard got bored looking at stock graphs or something, then saw Taeyong hip thrusting and thought, yeah, I better make a research paper on that. How do you reach this stage, man? It's honestly mind-boggling. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. The topic of BTS is also really complicated, and if I start talking about it, this video would get an additional 20 more minutes, so I'm not gonna do that. The story of these boys is something indeed. Another topic that I highly suggest you check out. I might even make a video later down in the line, we'll see. So anyways, time to wrap this bad boy up. So, what should I say to conclude all this? I'm sure you all have some expectations of me admitting to becoming a K-pop fan, how I have a Yoongi-shaped hole in my wallet now, and even my entire Spotify playlist being full of over 500 songs from different Korean artists, even if I only listen to 300 of them at most. You know who you are. The reality is that despite being really fascinated by this fandom and wanting to learn more, I wouldn't really consider myself a fan. Not even a casual one. If anything, I would call myself just an occasional enjoyer. My usual music taste is very different from K-pop, and I can say that with 100% confidence. But you know what? That doesn't mean I won't jam to telepathy from time to time and won't drool over pictures of different idol group members whenever I see them. We all have guilty pleasures, and mine happens to be looking at pretty boys and eating popcorn as I watch people absolutely lose their shit over these said boys. If you were completely new to this whole fandom or knew some negative stuff but still wanted to look into it like me, I hope I was able to shed some light into the good side of the fandom for you. And also, you know, thank you so much for watching so far into the video. That actually means a lot to me. This whole video took so long to make. So long. Also, if you are a veteran, if I made a mistake, please don't kill me. I will welcome any corrections or additional cool factoids in the comment section. That being said, I think it's time I stop talking and leave you to relax by the fire, so thanks for watching!